Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is James. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to cut a 6-piece skirt, also known as a panel skirt. Whatever you call it is okay. So we'll be using a ruler, a piece of chalk, a tape, a pair of scissors, and of course a fabric. This fabric is from my Ankara collections. You can check me out on Instagram, Timi Kemza on Instagram, Timi Kemza James on Facebook. I have a lot of pretty fabrics there you can pick from. I will also be using a writing material to make calculations because this very style requires a lot of calculations, and then a fine iron for ironing. The measurement. The waist measurement is 35, the hip is 40, the length of the skirt is 43, the distance from the waist to the hip is 10 inches, and the distance from the waist to the knee is 20 inches. So we'll also have the calculations that we'll be doing to determine how much fabric we'll be needing. So for us to do that, what we'll do is, I want the lower part to be properly wide, at least reasonably wide. So I'm going to be using 10 inches for the opening at the down for each fold of a panel. And since this 10 inches is on fold, which what we need actually is 20 inches because I'm going to be folding those panels, so it's actually 20 inches. So you multiply 20 inches by the number of panels. Altogether it will be 6 panels. Technically 6 panels, but we'll be slitting open the zip panel, which is 7 panels, but we're calculating 6 panels. So for 6 panels, and we have 20 inches, going to be 20 times 20 multiplied by 6, which is equals to 120 inches of material. 120 divided by 36, that's 36 inches per yard. So we'll be having about 4.3 some. So roughly we are going to be needing 4 yards of fabric for this very style. So for you to cut a 6-piece skirt, there's a calculation you would need. You're going to calculate the waist circumference and the hip circumference also. So the waist circumference is 35 plus 6 inches, since it's 6 panels, divide by 6. So 35 plus 6 divided by 6, the answer divided by 6 is 6.833. Whenever you have anything 0.8 like this or point whatsoever, if the number here is not up to 5, you just ignore it, but if it's up to 5, you round it up on this number here. So assuming this was 6.85, you just do 6.9. now the waist for the hip circumference is 40. The hip circumference is 40 plus 6 panels divided by 6, which is 7.666. So since it's 7.6, we are going to use 7. We are going to use 7.7. So this will be the answer we're using for the hip, and this one for the waist. So let's get into cutting proper. So I've gone ahead to fold it a little above 10 inches. I've folded it like this and I've ironed this side properly. So we'll start inserting our measurement. The total length of the skirt is 43. So from the hem line, my work table is not big enough, so I have some falling off on this side, but we'll have to make do with it like that. 43, you insert 43, which is the length here, up to this side. So on this side here is it 43, but I'm taking out 2 inches from the 43 because I'm going to be adding a waistband of 2 inches. So when we had our calculations, we said the waist circumference plus 6 divided by 6 was 6.8. So I'm going to be dividing this 6.8 into 2 because this thing is on fold. That's why I'm dividing it into 2. So that would make it 3.4. So I'm inserting 3.4 here where we had our mark, 3.4 here. I'm going to rule that into a straight line. there you go. So from the distance from my waist to my hip, if you remember, it was 10 inches minus these 2 inches that I said we are going to be inserting a waistband. So you subtract the 2 inches here. So here is my 10 inches, and then from the calculation from the waist to the knee length is 20 inches. It's not necessarily the knee, a little bit above the knee, 20 inches. Then to your hem. So on the hip line, the measurement for the hip, we said the hip was 40 inches in circumference plus 6 divided by 6. We established it to be 7.6, which we rounded it up, so it was 7.7. 7.7 here, you divide it by 2. Divide 7.7 by 2. Here is giving us about 3.8, 3.9. So here we go, you insert your hip measurement. Then whatever you have on your waist, you bring it down to your knee side. Whatever you have here on your waist is what you're going to insert on the knee length here, like this. So you're going to just connect everything together into a straight line like this, then to your knee like this. Then I'll just move the fabric up a little so that you see what I'm doing. On the hem here, you remember we are using 10 inches here. So here you have it. You're connecting this from this knee measurement to this side like this. I believe you can see that properly. So here you go. So this is it. I'm going to cut this out. This is one panel out of the 6 panels. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this, but I'm going to do this again. So just in case you didn't get it the first time, I'll do it again for proper understanding. So there's a trick to economizing fabric in cutting a panel skirt. If you look closer, the downside of the skirt, that's the side that has the opening. The side that has the larger side of the skirt it consumed more yard here, and if you can see on this side there is excess. The material is remaining bigger on this side, so you will fold it like this. After ironing it, this side will be the waist side and this side will be the hem side. But because of this print, the way this print is, the design is one-sided. That's, if you look at it, the border of this cloth has a design that is not the same as this side, so we cannot do that on this fabric. So we'll have to fold it like this again, which means it will consume more fabric than irregular fabric will do. So here you go, we'll measure the same 10 inches here. We'll measure 10 inches here, then we'll give it a good press. Like this. If you look at this side, when we cut the waist side, this part of the fabric is going to be waist, which shouldn't be, but that's the thing about tailoring. The fabric also should be put into consideration. I have 10 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a good press. Up to here, which is the waist side, minus 2 inches for waistband. Then the calculation for the waist, we said is 6.8 divided by 2. Because the material is unfold, we have 3.4, like so. The distance from the waist to the hip, 10 inches. Sorry, the distance from the waist to the hip, 10 inches. This is not the point. Minus 2 inches for the waistband. 10 inches is around here. To the knee length, 20. Then to the hem. On the waist, on the hip side, we said the hip is 7.7. 7.7 divided by 7.7 here, divide by 2. We have around 3.8, 3.9, which is here. Then whatever is on the waist side is what will bring down to the hip side, like this. Then get your ruler, join those lines together, the waist, from the waist to the hip, from the hip to the knee, like this. Shift my fabric because of my work table is not that big. So I just went ahead to rule from the knee to the hem length. I actually used 10 inches here for those who didn't get it the first time. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. It's very important to iron this thing because it can add or reduce from your measurement if you don't iron it before cutting. So now I've cut 2 of these. I did this one for you to get it properly after the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this fabric again, iron it, and cut 3 more, including these 2. But if you cut the first one, you can actually use it to duplicate other ones. You'll be making 5 of this same panel. You'll be making this exact same thing into 5 pieces, into 5 panels. So the 6th one, I'll come back after cutting all 5 of them to show you how to do the 6th one. So to cut the last panel, I've gone ahead to mark 2 inches here for the zip allowance. So I'm just going to pick this up and place it, one of those panels I'll place it here on my mark here. Like this. I'm going to place that like that. Then go ahead and cut it out. After cutting this out, I'm going to open this side on the last panel, this side that has a bigger allowance. I will cut it open because that's where I'm going to be inserting my zip. So technically it has 7 panels, but it's actually 6 pieces. So here we have our 6 panels for our 6 pieces skirts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I have a new video up on the channel. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.